Hello and welcome to the SKUSavvy YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we're going to go through the feature settings within your SKUSavvy account. So to access these settings from the dashboard, you'll just simply click into Features. And from this menu, you're going to get a lot of different options that will enable certain functionality within the system, scan points, and different settings that you can turn on or off as needed. So the first setting that we're going to go through is this enable shipments to be marked as fulfilled without requiring a carrier label. So this is going to show up when you are in an order fulfillment. So I'm going to go into an order, and as we go through the fulfillment, it's after packing. And let's go to an order that has yet to be fulfilled. So here we're going to go ahead and fulfill the order. And it actually is just this button right here to mark the order as fulfilled without requiring a carrier label. So we'll mark that as fulfilled. And this next step would enable you to, if you already have that shipping label printed out, you could scan the label and that will upload the tracking information on behalf of this order. Otherwise, you can just skip the labeling. And this is going to mark the order manually as fulfilled. And we'll go back and update to your Shopify store that that order has been fulfilled. The next setting is to notify a customer through Shopify when the order has been fulfilled. So essentially, this is just turning off the email communication with Shopify. So if you go into your Shopify account settings and go down to notifications, it really is the notifications that are set within the shipping section here. So when a fulfillment has been made, when a shipping update has been made, this will automatically notify the customer if you have this turned on. So go ahead and set these up if you don't have them already. SKUSavvy is just communicating up to Shopify these notifications about the status of an order. The next one is to create barcodes for batches. So again, this one's going to be within the fulfillment settings. So within a order batch, if we go into inventory, order, our warehouse, then orders, go down to fulfill, and within a fulfillment batch, you're going to find these settings in the three-dot menu. So a bunch more settings within here. And at the bottom, you'll see this barcode for the batch. So this barcode, when scanned, will bring a user right directly into this batch of orders. You also can assign this barcode a different number and also print it out right there. So a simple way to keep track of your order fulfillment batches. The next one is to allow partial fulfillment of orders. So again, let's go back into the warehouse orders and we'll go into an order here and we're just going to partially fulfill the order. So this is helpful if you have, let's say, a back ordered quantity. And here we go. So I'm going to partially fulfill this. That means, one or part of the order has been packed up, but let's just say that we didn't get the other product here. We can go ahead and split this shipment. So if we go ahead and split this, that's going to send out part of the order that you've already packed, and it will keep the rest of the order open so that you can come back to it and fulfill that at a later time. So continuing on with our fulfillment settings, we can show the purchase price on packing slip. So if you, in the fulfillment batch, as you're going through, if you want to print out a packing slip, you'll do it at the time that you are fulfilling the order. So we can print this packing slip, and that's going to show what you've got within there. And that's an option to either show or not show the price there on your packing slip. So the next one that we're going to go in here is the scan points during fulfillment. And this is going to, during the pick side, if we turn this on, it will require a scan of the bin and a scan of the item on the pick, as well as during pack. So right now, when we go into fulfill an order, if we update these settings, when we go to fulfill an order within the warehouse, it's going to ask us to scan the bin location as well as the product location that the order is coming from. So now you can see down here that we need to scan any one of the bins that's currently within our list of orders to get here, or containing an item within our list. So if I go ahead and scan this bin A8, which is going to bring up the test scanner, scan our A8, and now that's going to ask us to scan the item. So we'll scan our great greens. So it just cycles immediately through the product scan and the bin scan, or I should say the bin scan first, then product scan. So now we've gone ahead and scanned both of those. Now let's go and look at an order that's ready to be fulfilled. So within here, we've already fulfilled a bunch of these, but as we go to an order that has yet to be fulfilled, as we go to check these items off, this is going to, again, bring up the scanner so that we can scan the item. And that's an X large. Okay, so we've just scanned that quantity. If you have more than one, it will prompt you to select what quantity of that item you are scanning. So there's all the different scan points that you can turn on or off, again, at will there. I'm going to turn these off for simplicity's sake. The next setting here is the batch zones. So what this does is enables you to put several orders together that are all going to be delivered locally to a zone. So what you'll do is you'll just click add zone and you'll enter the zip codes that are associated with that zone. So this is helpful when you're creating batches of orders for local delivery. When you go down to create your batches, you'll see that there's a delivery zones setting. And if you select the delivery zones setting, then it's going to only look at orders which are within one single zip zone or zone of zip codes. So it's going to put all of the orders that correspond with one of your zones together and batch those up. And none of the other orders that are outside of these zip codes here, for instance, on our zone 1, will be batched. The next one on the inventory side is for cycle counting. So within a warehouse, you'll see that the option will turn on for cycle counting if you have that. Cycle counting is just going to be a method where you can come in and count the inventory within the bins in your warehouse. So cycle counting will set up a number of bins to go out and count, and you can cycle through and continuously count those items so that your inventory stays up to date. The next one is bin to bin replenishment. So again, this one's within a warehouse. And if you go to inventory, bin replenishment, you'll see that there's a bin replenishment movement here, which is taking us from this bin of a quantity 925 and moving it to this 163 to get up to our minimum quantity of 200. You can set up bin replenishments on an item by clicking into the item and hitting create bin replenishment. You need to have the item within two or more different bin positions in order to set this up. And then you'll just select a minimum capacity for this bin. And that will create a bin-to-bin replenishment rule for that product. The next one is our packaging inventory. So the first thing when you add packaging, it will show up on your account. And then you're going to, if this setting is turned on, you'll have a separate packaging area, which is going to show the quantity of an item, of a package within this warehouse here. So when you're tracking inventory quantity on the packaging, you'll see that the quantity there will show. And in order to adjust that, you can simply go in, make an adjustment on the quantity, and that will go ahead and add the quantity to that packaging material to make it available. The next setting here is expiration dates and lot tracking. So we just did another video on this. When you turn this on, it's going to give you the option, or the system will be looking to see whether or not an item has this perishable flag turned on. And that will go through workflows on when you bring inventory in, whether through an ad hoc adjustment or through a purchase order, to assign a lot and expiration date for the product as it comes in. Our next setting is to limit that one lot per bin. This is going to enable you to, if this is turned on, it's going to actually require you to have, if one product comes in and it's got one lot for the first time and it's got a different lot the next time that it comes in, it will require you to have those lots in separate bins so that they don't get confused. The next one is purchase order management. So if we turn this off, your vendors, as well as within a warehouse, the inbound orders will disappear. So that's the entire workflow. You're turning off the entire workflow for purchasing and vendor management there. The next one is transfers. So within a warehouse, otherwise known as cross-docking, within a warehouse, if you turn this setting off, you'll no longer see the transfers. Transfers enable you to move inventory from one warehouse to another warehouse. Our next setting here is on units of measure. So you can set units of measure, setting the default length unit as well as the weight unit. And there is another setting for time that you can set there as well. Barcodes. So this first setting, automatically generate barcodes for items that don't have them, is going to look through your entire product catalog. And if a particular item does not have a barcode, it will go ahead and generate a barcode for the item. So if we go into a product that has, and you're going to go into the variant. And if we look, let's just say that this barcode was from Shopify. It would generate a barcode similar to this and would just say system generated on the label. So if you have new products that have come in and they don't have a barcode, but you want to have a system generated barcode, again, that barcode just applies within SKUSavvy. You can turn that on and just update it. And if you have new product that comes in, you can turn it off, update, and turn it back on to go back through the entire catalog and see which ones don't have a barcode, and it will generate a barcode. The webcam scanner is the option for the camera. So this test scanner is what you're seeing here. If you turn this off, then when you go to scan, it will directly bring up the camera of the device that you're using. And then finally is the hardware scans. So what you can do is turn on a hardware scan, and that's going to look at a prefix on the Bluetooth-based scanner. And if that scan has the prefix assigned to it, SKUSavvy will automatically listen in the background for that scanned prefix, the barcode with a scanned prefix on it. So hopefully that's helpful in understanding the settings for your account and getting your workflows all set up correctly. If you haven't done so already, make sure to visit SKUSavvy.com to get a free account. And as always, we appreciate your support. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll keep getting some new videos out for you.